Absolute chaos at the Ministry of Economic Affairs. German citizens accidentally found out about the draft laws. There is research on extremism, but there's one group they've completely forgotten about, and you would never guess which one. And Friedrich Merz tells us again, this weekend we don't have to be afraid of any attacks at all, and I will be broadcasting for you the whole weekend. Why? Because I believe that he's lying again. And last but not least, well, what does public broadcasting have in common with the church? You'll find out in this video. And I would say it's going to be exciting.
Younger people in Germany are increasingly open to extremist views. The Federal Criminal Police Office study reports significant rises in anti-Semitism and hostility toward Muslims.
Possibility, wait, stop and forget an amber and against children from churches. We'll get to that in a moment. First of all, I mean, these numbers are really quite shocking. And by the way, I expressed myself incorrectly in one of my last videos. I mean, Islamists, not Islam. I'm really sorry about that. 3 users pointed that out to me. I think Islamists are the problem, especially when they want Sharia law here or even force our underage children into marriage. That's something I just can't go along with, if I may ask you for one thing. If you could leave me a like and a subscription, it would help this channel a lot. YouTube doesn't want me to show you these videos and is restricting me because of it. And only this way can we maybe save this channel a little bit. Thank you so much. And now let's move on to the next clip.
Underage, they were married here, those from Afghanistan or Iran. Why is something like this, these Islamists, even allowed here?
Especially because that's against German laws, that's forbidden and illegal in Germany. You can get married at 18 and not earlier, I think not even at 17 with your parents' consent. And yes, sometimes it's tolerated here in Germany because of religious reasons, and here when children aren't allowed to eat in schools because of Ramadan. Okay, then I have to say, that might be cultural, I can't interfere in that. That's a matter for those families. But when it comes to child protection, then we can't look away anymore. Like, for example, in this case, which is also, I have to say, really it's absolutely out of line.
In the Catholic Archdiocese of Paderborn, there have been many more cases of sexual abuse than previously known. The University of Paderborn has identified 210 suspects as well as almost 500 affected children and adolescents.
And they tell us quite honestly, yes, we shouldn't vote for extremists. Yes, anything that's to the left or right of the center. These people go around and tell us about a perfect world. And yes, I have to say here too, where are the German authorities? Oh, right, they don't exist because no one is investigating. I have to ask myself that. Are these people being protected by politicians because we have contracts with the church, which, for example, are supposed to be terminated in Saxony-Anhalt? We should really look into that, and I'll stay on it for you, because the numbers that are being uncovered now are really, truly shocking.
This concerns a period of about 60 years up until 2002. According to the researchers, attempts were made to cover up the cases and protect the perpetrators. Victims and families were put under pressure. As a rule, even priests who confessed were able to continue their work.
I'll be completely honest with you. If that had happened in our family, I wouldn't have cared at all whether it was a priest. Well, let's leave it at that. Otherwise, YouTube will restrict my videos even more. But what I'm trying to say is, where is the public prosecutor who made the decision that this wasn't investigated further? Why were they allowed to keep working? I mean, sure, there's something like church asylum, but these people also go home. You could actually arrest them on the spot in cases like this. And if you also put pressure on the families from the churches, what kind of image does that actually create? And in 60 years, 210 people, that's not a small thing. That's not even one per year. They're even more corrupt than the Left Party or the Social Democratic Party. By the way, there were far fewer cases of people who then watched children's movies. Maybe those were the producers? Who knows? Who knows?
At the moment, there is no evidence that we would have to assume an increased threat within the country.
since the truthfulness of what he says is usually below average. So, as I said, I'm including the churches here. I just wanted to address that. So, do we not have to worry about attacks on Jews or Germans at all this weekend? We don't have Christmas markets either. But the question I'm asking myself is he telling us this because he wants to reassure us, or is he saying it because there really aren't any indications? But what they're planning, that's the real kicker. There's a short clip, and then I'll tell you what Europe is planning, and that'll make you feel sick.
We're still ramping up the security concepts, checking protective measures, and increasing our presence.
So now I have exactly 2 questions that interest me. Is it partly because you're negotiating with the mullahs right now? No, you can check that anywhere. Yes, Europe wants to negotiate with the mullahs to have peace here, to possibly send the ships through there again, because they are afraid of buying gas from Putin, since about 25% of all Germans don't necessarily want that. And the second thing, and this is a bit more explosive, yes, the fact is, hold on tight now, really tight. Yes, that there are actually attacks happening here because negotiations haven't progressed yet. And why were so many people actually arrested yesterday, the day before, and the day before that? And why were there so many raids? Or maybe in the last 1 or 2 weeks, is it because they're now increasing the security measures? But don't be afraid, by Monday at the latest, they'll be released anyway. And we will definitely find out about it directly from this government. Why? Well, let's move on to the last topic for today.
Several employees' email accounts have reportedly been searched at the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs. According to a report by Spiegel, the reason was that important draft laws had already been leaked to the public in advance.
Yes, for example, that they wanted to raise taxes even more drastically than originally planned. And many other things, like, for example, the gas shortage here in Germany, that they didn't declare it before the elections, hoping that the weather would improve. Other laws that are now supposed to be passed, and much more. Just imagine if the citizens actually found out what kind of laws they're working on. Who pays the bill for the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs again? Oh, so the taxpayers, huh? You don't have the right to know what they're working on, you just have the right to pay. And to make sure that doesn't happen again, well, now they've installed the first East German style authority in the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs. Now it's complete control. I don't think that increases the economic responsibility or capability of those people back there. When you know that all emails, all meeting minutes, and everything else are being monitored directly by the boss. This will keep this country going for much, much longer, but go ahead, just know that one day there will be a rude awakening. By the way, you can still hear it, Sasha. My voice is still pretty rough, but I'll keep broadcasting for you. Why this year? That's when it will be decided whether we'll see a change in politics or the catastrophic downfall of Germany.